Welcome to another edition of HTBL Baseball. Big Paulie coming to you. In terms of the game calendar, we're now up to April 16th, so this will be the 10th game, and today's game is going to be between Tampa Bay and Minnesota. I will be playing as Tampa Bay, even though they are the road team. So let's look at the games from the prior day of play, which was April 14th. Tampa Bay had a 9-3 lead at one point, and they survive a scare from Boston at the end and win 9-8. It was Shields over Parnell, Jim Ed Rice 3 for 4, a homer and 2 doubles. The Yankees over the Baltimore Orioles 3-2, so they tie Tampa Bay right now at 5-4 on the young season. Guidry over Rucker, Ripken 3 for 4, a triple and a double. The Blue Jays over the Tigers 8-3. Key over Bridges. Hank Greenberg went 1 for 4, but a homer and 3 ribbies. The Browns over the Twins 5-1. Browns are 6-3, and the Twins 4-5. Howell over Viola. Williams 2 for 2, a homer and 2 ribbies. Miami loses to Philly 8-7. In 12, Baldwin over Nicolino, and Larkin went 3 for 5, a homer and 2 RBIs. The Nationals, I nearly called them the Senators. The Nationals over the Mets 3-2. Taylor over McDowell. Matthews 1 for 2, a homer and 2 walks. The Reds 11-2 over the Expos. Tony over Vasquez. Dunn 3 for 4, 2 homers and 3 RBIs. The Pirates over the Braves 7-5. Miller over Glavine. Lopez 2 for 5, a homer to get to 3 on the year and a double. The White Sox over the Indians 6-5. Folk over Stewart. Nap Lajoie 2 for 6, a homer and 4 RBIs. The game you saw last here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel here in the HTBL. The Royals over the Astros 6-3. Lee Brandt over Scott. Sweeney 2 for 3, a double and 1 stolen base. The Brewers at 6-3, surprising. They beat the Cubs 6-5. Haas over Rush. Ernie Banks 2 for 4, a homer and 3 ribbies. The Rockies beat the Cardinals in their nest 8-5. Grimes over Haddix. Young 4 for 5, 3 stolen bases. In a whitewash, the A's beat the Rangers 13-0. Hunter over Howe. Sal Bando 2 for 4, a homer and 4 RBIs. Angels over the Mariners 6-4. Weaver over Moore. Bloomquist had a big day, 3 for 3, a homer, and that was it. It was his first homer of the year. The Giants nipped the Padres 6-5 in 10. Lyle over Hoffman. Bonds 2 for 3, a homer and a double. Arizona defeated the Dodgers, who have now fallen from grace a little bit, 7-2. Webb over Messersmith. So that brings us to today, and this will be very convenient for me, so I won't have to play a game after I play a game. It's going to be Tampa Bay entertaining Minnesota. Tampa Bay tied for first in the AL East. Minnesota right now 3 games back of Kansas City in the AL Midwest. So we'll get this game started for you at Target Field in Minneapolis or thereabouts. I'm playing on the road as a human team. Otherwise, if this was a game I was not invested in, I would be playing as Minnesota. Getting the start today for Tampa will be Jake Weimer, who's been their ace. They're number 1 in the rotation. And we'll get through the starting lineups. You see a lot of 19th century players in the lineup, or early 20th for Tampa Bay, and we'll get to that in just a bit.
Pitching for Minnesota, Guy Hecker.
Guy Hecker is the pitcher for Minnesota. Target Field, 59 degrees, winds calm but a light rain falling. We'll see how that impacts play as we progress. So let's show you the lineups for Tampa Bay. Browning leading off, second base. He could play every position but catcher. McGraw at third. He bats second. Aaron in right field. Yes, that's Hammerin' Hank Aaron. He was a Milwaukee Brave in terms of where Dave Koch put him in the history collection. So he was free for anybody to pick up. Boston didn't want Big Poppy for some reason, so he hits 4 for us and plays designated hitter. In the 5 hole, Gil Hodges, first base. Benny Koff is the center fielder, batting 6th. Carl Crawford, left field, batting 7th. Julio Lugo, the shortstop, batting 8th. And John Flaherty is your catcher, batting 9th. Weimer can go 145 pitches for Tampa Bay as pitcher. So let's go around the defensive horn. Killebrew, a 4 and a 3 in left field, so he's there for his bat. Denard Span, an 8 and a 5 at center. That's an 8 range and a 5 arm. Kadir in right field, another guy who could play almost any position. He could pitch and he can't catch or play shortstop. Kadir is a 5 and a 7 at third. Elliott a 5 at third base. Actually, Kadir is your right fielder. Versailles is a 9 shortstop. Knobloch is 5 at second. Minkiewicz is 9 at first base. Earl Batty is 8 with a 9 arm at center. Not at center, but catching. And Guy Hecker is an 8 pitching. So I can't see what I need to see, so I'm going to make my boxes a little slower, a little smaller here. So if you would all stand by for a minute, we'll see if this works. Well, it didn't work. So let's just stand by, folks. I am fixing the preferences. Pitcher, batter, bats. Let's say we're going to make it small and see if that'll work. Yeah, I can see Browning now. Okay, so let's go with it. Browning, a 500 hitter so far. No homers, 2 ribbies. Hecker has pitched 18 innings. He has lost both the games he was in, I am assuming. A 4.50 ERA, a whip of 1.556, and opponents are hitting 351 off of him. So here's the pitch. Grounder to short. Versailles to Minkiewicz, 1 out. And this game underway here at Target Field. John McGraw, 241 hitter so far this year. No homers and 3 ribbies. Corner's playing in, or at least the third baseman was, and McGraw gets on with a walk. First walk of the game for Hecker, of course. His second walk of the season. He has also accumulated 9 Ks so far this year. Hank Aaron plays for Tampa Bay. Yes, he does. 278, no homers, but 7 RBIs. I'm sure his first dinger here in Minnesota would be a good thing to get. And it's hit well to left, but Killebrew coming in makes the put out for the second out, and McGraw keeps position at first base. Big Poppy, Davey Ortiz, 382, 3 homers and 5 RBIs. Don't know why Boston didn't want to keep him, but their loss is our gain. A throw back to first to keep an eye on McGraw. He's safe on the calling card throw. Three homers, 5 ribbies so far for Big Poppy. And that's to Knobloch. He could not hang on to it. He booted it. It'll be an error against Chuck Knobloch. Gil Hodges up now for Tampa Bay. 310. 3 homers, 10 RBIs. An OPS of 1.163, which is a happy one. Grounder up the middle. And we'll check here the play-by-play.
Pitching for Tampa Bay.
Knobloch with the assist. Throwing it to Minkiewicz, getting the out for the third out. And Tampa Bay done in their first inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Tampa Bay nothing. Minnesota coming to bat. Their lineup. Knobloch at second leads off. Joe Mauer DHs. Hits second. Elliott at third base. He bats third. Killebrew, of course you put him at cleanup. He bats fourth and left. Kadir in right, batting fifth. Span at center, batting sixth. Minkiewicz, first base, hits seventh. Batty at 8 is the number 8 hitter. He catches. And Versailles, shortstop, is in the 9 hole, which is what you want to put a speedy guy in. Where you would want to put a speedy guy in with a DH lineup. So Knobloch leads off, 400, so far this year. No homers, 2 ribbies. Grounder to short. Lugo. Hodges, 1 out. Joe Mauer, your number 2 hitter, 300 on the year. 1 homer, 6 RBIs. Each team playing game number 10 today. That's a base hit to left field. Koff goes and grabs it. And Mauer is at first base talking to Gil Hodges, and they perhaps are trading stories of their respective careers in the 1950s and in the early 21st century. Bob Elliott, 212 on the year, 1 homer and 4 ribbies. Weimer deals. Grounder to third. McGraw to Browning, and that's all they get. 2 outs now. And here comes Big Harmon Killebrew. He's only had 11 at-bats on the year, 091, no homers and no ribbies. He's struck out. And Minnesota retired in inning number 1. We go to inning number 2 now. No score. Benny Koff, 304. No homers, no ribbies, an OPS of 689. That is Knobloch over to first, 4-3 on a grounder, 1 out. Guy Hecker now looking in at Carl Crawford, 250. A lot of speed, 5 stolen bases, and 3 RBIs, no homers yet. Hecker, Minkiewicz for the second out. 2 gone now in the top of the second for Julio Lugo, 229, no homers, 5 ribbies. This is to Knobloch, throws to Minkiewicz, and a very quiet inning for Tampa Bay in the second. We go to the bottom of the second with no score. Minnesota with the only hit and the only error so far in the game. Tampa Bay has left 2 on base. Minnesota has left 1. Michael Kadire, 294, no homers and 6 RBIs so far this year. Hit well to center, but Koff has the range to make the putout, 1 out. Denard Span, 257 on the year, 6 RBIs, no stolen bases. And Span will get on with the old BB. Jake Weimer, I forgot to give you his stats, so we'll update him to this point in the game. 394, 1-0, 16 innings pitched, 17 hits, 8 walks, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 strikeout today. Minkiewicz with a runner at first. Span not really a threat to run. We'll keep him there. Hit to left center. Koff's going to slide over and make the putout. 2 gone. Bringing up Earl Batty. Earl also struggling so far in this season. 100 batting average. 3 ribbies. And is 2 for 20. McGraw to Hodges. Side retired for Minnesota in the second. We go to the third. New score. John Flaherty, the number 9 hitter, has not been terrible in that spot. 270, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Rays got him from the Padres in the 1998 expansion draft, and that's hit well to left. Span cannot get to it. Home run number 3 for John Flaherty. And that makes it 1-0 in favor of the Tampa Bay Rays. We'll look at that shot again. It was one of those balls, you look at the height, and if you keep looking at the height, you knew that was not coming back. So Flaherty, his 3rd of the year, he was known to slug back in his day. And now Tampa goes to the top of their order. We go back to Browning, who's 0 for 1 on the day. He hits it well to right center. Kadire angled a little bit to his left to make the putout, and there's 1 gone. John McGraw, not an official at bat because he walked in the first inning. And this is hit to right. Kadire had no trouble with that. 2 outs. Almost got to the warning track, but didn't. Hank Aaron back up, still looking for his first home run of the year. And he is 0 for 1 on the day. Hit the left, but foul. And we do it again. The count 0-2 to Hammer and Hank. And Span with the putout at the warning track, and Minnesota mercifully only surrenders a run in their third, in the top of the third, I should say. So we'll go to the bottom, 1-0, Tampa Bay. We're down to the 9-hitter for Minnesota for Sales, and then we go back up top for Knobloch and Maurer. For Sales, 219 on the year with just a ribby. He gets on base, and he sprints to first base a la Pete Rose. We go to the top of the order, and Chuck Knobloch, who is 0 for 1 on the day, popped in the air, thinking McGraw was going to get to it. Crawford coming in, but McGraw didn't need him. 1 out. Joe Maurer, the DH, 1 for 1 on the day. His batting average now up to 317. Browning, Lugo, and did they get Hodges at first? No, we have an injury. Let's see who got hurt. It was Lugo. He could stay in the game. We'll keep him in the game. Bob Elliott, last chance for Minnesota in the 3rd inning. Keep an eye on Lugo here. That's a base hit up the middle. Cough. A poor play allows Maurer to go to 3rd. And you kind of wonder if Lugo might be favoring his injury. And just for looks, I'm going to put Ledesma in the game, Aaron Ledesma. And he'll take Lugo's spot in the lineup. Injury, and then he makes a poor play. I got to think I got to take him out. So Weimer now looks at Harmon Killebrew, 083, and you know he's going to want to get out of his slump. But he strikes out, the second K for Weimer, and they have both been Harmon Killebrew, the victim. We have played now 3 innings, 1-0 Rays. David Ortiz back up. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Grounder to the first baseman, Mikheyevich, 1 out. Gil Hodges, 300 on the year, 3 homers, 10 ribbies. That's a base hit to left field going all the way to the wall, and Hodges gets his 2nd triple of the year. Now things get interesting as Benny Koff comes to the plate. One of those slap hitters you saw in the early 19th century because you didn't really have any power hitters. Well, Koff played in the 20th century, early 20th century, the dead ball era. But he's one of these slap hitters, likes to put the ball in the right spot. Infield playing normal depth, which is surprising considering they could lose another run here. Hecker deals to Koff, grounder to short. I have an 86% chance of moving the runner home, being Hodges. Will do it. Out at first, and Hodges scores to make it a 2-0 game. So with 2 on and nobody out, here is Carl Crawford. And Crawford is 0 for 1 on the day. Smoke to right field, a base hit, and Crawford going for 3. In there with a triple. Nicely done. He's got speed to burn, and you don't want to make the 3rd out at 3rd, but he went for it, and he got it. So a runner at 3rd and 2 outs. Aaron Ledesma gets his first HTBL at bat of the season. Hits lefties 308 and hits righties 303, or that's the projection. Grounder, and Kavich waves off Hecker and gets the out unassisted. So another run for Tampa Bay. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Rays. Kadire, 0 for 1. He will deal with Weimer. That's a strikeout, and Weimer picks up K number 3. And with that, Denard Span comes up. Span, no official at bat yet. But ball 4, he gets on base, his 2nd walk of the day. And we'll try to pick him off. Nope. Okay. Then Kavich back up. He is 0 for 1. Grounder. 1, 4, 3. Double play. And Minnesota's out of their 4th. We go to the 5th. 2-0 Tampa Bay. John Flaherty up, 289 on the year, 3 homers, 5 ribbies. Of course, he hit the home run to get Tampa Bay on the board in the 3rd. 1 for 1. He strikes out. That's strikeout number 1 on the day for Hecker. bringing up Pete Browning, the utility player's utility player. He is 0 for 2 as Tampa Bay now going around the horn a third time. Base hit. That will go all the way to the wall in left center, and Browning is on second with a double. John McGraw up for Tampa Bay, 0 for 1. Down to 233 on the year. Grounder to the first baseman, Minkiewicz. He'll go to the first unassisted. And Browning moves to third on the play. Hank Aaron, 0 for 2 down to 263. And they're going to walk Hank Aaron and bring in David Ortiz for some reason, who hits 361, 3 homers and 5 ribbies. And he strikes out. K number 2 for Hecker. So a move that doesn't make sense winds up making sense. Halfway home, 2-0 Rays. Earl Batty, your new hitter for Minnesota, 0 for 1. Base hit to center. And that'll bring Batty's batting average up to 136. Salio Versalles, or Versalles. Have I been saying his name wrong? I probably have. He walked in his first plate appearance in the third. And this is skied. Ledesma or Browning will get to this. It's going to be Browning, 1 out. Back to the top of the order. Third time through for the Twins. Here's Chuck Knobloch. Knobloch so far in the day, 0 for 2. That's a base hit to make him 1 for 3. And Batty is going to go to third on the single. With 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Not going to make any moves here, because Joe Mauer could hit into a double play still. 1 for 2 on the day. Skied to left. Crawford coming in, makes the put out, and we'll give up that run easily, and it's 2-1 in favor of Tampa Bay still. We go to Bob Elliott, who is 1 for 2. Right to McGraw, can of corn for him, and the side retired on that line drive in the 5th. We have now played 5 innings. It is 2-1 Tampa Bay. Gil Hodges up, 1 for 2 on the day for the Rays. Versalles, Minkiewicz, 1 out, 6-3. Benny Koff, again up, 0 for 2. Third baseman was playing in, and it's probably a good thing he did. He's out. Close play at first base. Wasn't trying to bunt, but it was a grounder right to him, and had not the third baseman been playing up a little bit, might have been a safe. Might have been an infield hit. Carl Crawford, 1 for 2 on the day. And another 6-3 gets us to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5.5 gone by, 2-1 Tampa Bay. 0 for 2 is Harmon Killebrew. You know he's going to break out in a big way one of these days. 1 for 13. Hit well to left. Crawford. And speak of the devil, we have a tie game. Crawford kept chasing that and chasing that and chasing that until it was gone. And Harmon Killebrew breaks his slump to tie the game at 2-2. No sooner do I say it than it happens. We'll look at it again. I guess we can't look at it again. Let's look at it on the video chalkboard. And it was one of those balls that kept gaining height to the point of no return. That looked like it landed about 6 rows up. So Killebrew with home run number 1 on the year for this Twins aggregation. And we are dead even at 2-2. Kadire up 0 for 2 so far today. Strike 3. Weimer, by the way, at 108 pitches. Hecker is at 92, but they could each go. Hecker can go 150, and Weimer can go 145. Denard Span, your new hitter. So far, no plate appearances, but 2 walks. A bunt, which caught my team by surprise. But it went foul, count 0-2. We're going to be aggressive here. Aggressive pitching. McGraw to Hodges, and another out achieved. 2 outs now for Doug Mankiewicz, 0 for 2 on the day. Ledesma to Hodges, side retired. We go to the 7th with your score right now, 2-2, as I get my merch plug ready. Aaron Ledesma, 0 for 1. Added a few new designs. Check them out. Did that a couple of nights ago. And Ledesma winds up at second on a throwing error for Sales. Mankiewicz could not field it. It went out of play, so Ledesma gets second base automatically. Flaherty now up, a runner at second with nobody out. 1 for 2 on the day. That's a base hit. And now does Ledesma score? We're going to hold him at third, 52% chance. I like to do things when I have 60% odds or better. I like a 60-40. So we keep Ledesma at third. Pete Browning, we go to the top of the order, and the 4th time through the order for Tampa Bay. Here is Browning. Browning is a 10 bunter. And the infield playing back. Minnesota, the old safety squeeze here. Here it goes, but a foul ball. And the count 0-2, so cancel that strategy. We're just going to hit away. Base hit. That brings in at least 1 run. And we're going to hold Flaherty at second base. Runners at first and second. Nobody out and 1 in already for Tampa Bay. They now have a 3-2 lead, regaining their lead. McGraw, 0 for 2. See if he can get out of his funk. No, strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the day for Guy Hecker. Hank Aaron, 263 and 7 ribbies. 0 for 2 today. Oh, a great play. A great play by Elliott, and they get a double play. Stretch time. And here we go, folks. Big Paulie coming to you. Bottom of the 7th. Weimer looking strong. He's at 113 pitches. And let's see, 6 innings pitched. Do the math real quick. 19 per inning or just about. He could go 1 more inning safely, I would think. And maybe 2 if he gets some luck here. Earl Batty steps in. 1 for 2 on the day. Grounder to Browning, who throws to Hodges. First out. 4-3. You could score it. Salio Versalis is now 0 for 1. Or still 0 for 1, possibly. Ledesma to Hodges, 2 outs. Sure, they would like to keep, Tampa Bay would like to keep Weimer out there. I certainly would, because they've been having all kinds of trouble with their bullpen. Chuck Knobloch is now 1 for 3 on the day. Ledesma, do it again. Second verse, same as the first. Another 6-3, and we go to the 8th inning now with your score 3-2. We'll see if Tampa Bay can pad the lead a little bit. Big Papi up, 0 for 3. Base hit to left field. Gil Hodges up now. He is 1 for 3. 3 homers. And that's going to be 1. And double play was broken up. Didn't see who made the put out because Versailles and Knobloch were very close to second base together. So it was a fielder's choice. And we go to Benny Koff. Koff on the year, 263. 0 for 3 today, though. Pretty well hit to center, but Span moves in and moves to his right for the put out for the second out. Carl Crawford back up. 1 for 3 on the day. And they make a throwback to first, even though Hodges was no threat to steal. And Hodges hits this to right. Kadir comes in, makes the grab. And the side retired for Tampa Bay in their eighth. 7.5 gone by. 3-2. The Rays still leading. Weimer's at 129. So you divide 129 by 7, and you're at 18 pitches. I'm going to try to get through the eighth with him, because I really don't want to go to my bullpen. My bullpen stinks. So Weimer will face Joe Mauer, 1 for 2 on the day. And that's hit the center, a base hit. Ledesma looked like he could have gotten to it, but didn't. And Minnesota with a runner on in the eighth. Bob Elliott now up. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Hit to center. Will it stay in? Koff makes the put out. 1 out. All right, turn 2 guys. Killebrew up. Just hit the homer. He is 1 for 3. And something happened here. Strikeout. Wait a minute. The ball hit the catcher's mitt. Killebrew will be awarded first base. And Meyer to second. Catcher's interference, maybe? My story, and I'm sticking to it. Michael Kadire, 270 on the year. In this game, 0 for 3. Weimer. This is hit to center. Could be trouble. But no. Koff makes the put out. I am not making a throw to third base. 2 outs. If we get Span, we're out of the inning, and Span will be 0 for 1. Is 0 for 1 so far. Conference on the mound. That's fine. A base hit. We're tied. 3-3. And we might be in trouble. No throw to third. Low odds of getting him. Weimer's over his pitch count. A lot of options for Tampa Bay in their bullpen, but none of them are good. So Minkiewicz is a left-handed hitter. I want to save Balfour for a save situation. We're going to go to Peralta, Joel Peralta. He steps in. God help us. And Peralta, a 10.80 ERA, 1 save, 1 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 homer given up, 2 walks, no Ks. So this is not a good option, but we're just going to have to make do. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, critical at bat here, and Minkiewicz is 0 for 3. Grounded up the middle, Browning to Hodges, and somehow, some way, Tampa Bay avoids further trouble in the 8th. We go to the 9th. The score is dead even at 3-3. Ledesma, 1 for 2 on the day. Actually, I beg your pardon, he is 0 for 2. The one I am seeing is a run that he scored. Base hit. First HTBL base hit for Ledesma. And with Batty behind the plate, no real threat to steal. And let's see here. We're going to Flaherty, who hit the home run, so we're going to keep him in. Oh, yeah. Pickoff moved the first safe. Back to Flaherty. His at-bat is a 6-4 double play. Fielder's choice. They did not make the throw over the first base. So back to the top of the order for the 5th time. Browning is 2 for 4 with 1 out. 6, 4, 3. Did they get the double play? They did not. Browning beat it out. Another fielder's choice. McGraw facing Hecker. But he's one of my utility guys. I don't really want to lose him here. McGraw can hit righties 326. And my best righty hitter off the bench is Manny Ramirez at 324. Not the situation to bring in a pinch hitter. And they go to the calling card throw to first. Browning is not really a threat to steal here. Hecker is at 125 pitches. Base hit. And Browning is going to go to third on the single. So runners at the corners for Hammer and Hank Aaron, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Can he break through? Another critical at bat. The pitch to first baseman Kavich, unassisted, and Tampa Bay out of their ninth. 8.5 gone by. We have a 3-3 tie. And we have a very shaky bullpen. We're going to keep Peralta in, even though he's at 5 pitches. See how many at-bats he can get. How many innings he can get, or outs he could get. Batty is your new hitter, 1 for 3. He struck out. First K for Peralta, and that was the first K he has gotten all year. For Sales, the shortstop.
Pinch hitting for Minnesota, Rod Carew.
And they bring in, as you just heard, Rod Carew. Now, Carew is .354 against righties. He has had 9 at-bats so far this season, 2 hits, hitting .222, no homers, no RBIs. Ground to the first, bud. So we go to a 1-2 count on Rod Carew. He strikes out. 2 gone now. And at 14 pitches, we're going to pitch to Chuck New Kids on the Knobloch. 1 out away from extra innings, possibly. Right to McGraw. Easy as you please, and we go to the 10th. Your score is tied 3-3. This is the 3rd extra inning game I have had in the 10 games I have done so far. And by the way, in HTBL rules, we don't have the foolishness of putting a runner at second in extra innings. This is the old school extra innings. David Ortiz leading off in the 10th, 368 on the year. Now here's where I'm going to put Ramirez in, because he hits .324 against righties. No, I'm sorry, .308, and Ortiz is .284. So we're going to put Ramirez into the game. He'll be pinch hitting, playing DH. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4. As I get another junk phone call from Callahan, Florida. Okay, guys. 1 out in the 10th for Gil Hodges, who is 1 for 4 on the day. Grounded to the pitcher over the first, 2 outs. Benny Koff 0 for 4. I should put the lineup tab back in. Here we go. Knobloch to Minkiewicz, and a quiet 10th for the Rays. Peralta is at 19. I'm going to let him hit. I'm going to let him throw to 1 hitter to Maurer, who is 2 for 3. Koff coming in, makes the put out, 1 gone. So now I'm going to pull Peralta. I want to save Balfour. Grove is one of my starters, so I don't use him, but he's a swing guy. And it's righty, righty, righty. And my best righty pitcher is Lance Carter, who we're going to bring in. Carter so far in the year, no decisions, an inning and a third pitched, 2 hits, 2 homers given up, no walks, 1 K, and an obscene ERA right now of 13.50. Elliott, 1 for 4. Hit well to center, and that's the game. That is the game, a walk-off home run. Minnesota wins 4-3. That's the 3rd gopher ball given up by Carter. Gave up a couple, I believe, against Boston in an earlier game, and that is your game. Minnesota 4 in 10 and Tampa Bay 3. Tough break for the Rays, but when you don't have a great bullpen, this is what's going to happen. 3.91 for Tampa Bay, 4.82 for Minnesota, and that's how this ends. Your MVP of the game is Guy Hecker, who went the distance. He went the whole 10 innings, shades of Jack Morris in the 91 World Series. Hecker goes to 1-2 on the year, went the distance, and Carter will take the loss. He is 0-1. So I hope you enjoyed today's game, and I will recap the other 15 games for you in our next episode, which will feature a team from the NL East playing somebody. And again, the phone rings. You believe this? And it's an unknown number. So, as my telephonic assault continues, this has been Big Polly coming to you, wishing you well. Godspeed and God bless. We'll do it all again soon, and bye bye for now, you everybody.